we could talk about the title track then, I guess.
The title track, The World Is Dying.
The World Is Dying.
The World Is Dying.
Especially apparent today when it's like 33 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And I personally am dying.
It's your fault.
Yes, it's my fault.
So yeah, this one, the title track. I think with this one, like the groove of it is almost. At least I think it's slightly punky, especially in the chorus. So I kind of want to get that side of things across a little bit, as well as obviously being having a more proggy side to it as well. I don't know if that was your intention to write a more punky song for this, but that's kind of how I think of this a little. And I think that's. To me, there's a little bit of that sort of smashed over the album, but I can definitely hear it in this song.
Interesting.
And I feel like out of all the songs on the album, this is one that I've sort of become a bit more familiar with because we've played it live a few times. So
yeah, that's true.
I've really gotten to know this one a little better than some of the others.
Yeah, I guess we played it live literally years before it actually came out at all.
Yeah.
Because I got invited to do some shows and it was like, I need some material. How about this that's not quite finished yet?
But when I recorded it, I think at that time, like with a lot of the album, it was just kind of instrumental because I think a lot of the vocal parts hadn't been sort of finalized. So
that's
right. I
right.
think like with this one, I seem to remember when I recorded it, like there was no chorus specifically, like or the part like the section was there, but there were no vocals. So I had to kind of imagine what the vocals would sound like. As far as I remember, I think that was the case with this song and some of the others.
Yeah, I think at the time I was probably very self-conscious about my singing voice. So I probably just like, there might have been like scratch vocals that I had, but I didn't send to you.
Oh, maybe.
So I was like...
There were some scratch, I remember there being some scratch vocals, but...
Yeah, I think it depends on the song. The punk aspect is an interesting one.
Well, maybe you don't hear it that way. I don't know. Like I hear bits of that across the whole album, but this is definitely this one. Probably this one and Takeoff actually, the two where I hear that the most. I would say.
Yeah, Takeoff, I give that to you. I mean, because when this originally sort of happened, I think I gave you maybe not even a month. All right, here's the tracks. I don't really know what the drums should be.
Yeah, it was fairly quick.
Good luck.
I mean, yeah, there were some demo drums, and like I normally do, I tend to chart stuff out. I'm the kind of musician that does that, just so when I walk into the studio, there's no sort of holes. I just know exactly like where everything should be and what the bars are. And although the parts that I'm playing might not be finalized, at least from an arrangement point of view, I know exactly where everything should be. So there's not really any question marks above everything, and that's really important to me because if I'm going in and I'm sort of like umming and ahhing about where things should be and like how long's this section and like it just slows everything down for no reason. So
I think it's worth me saying as well. Someone asked a question. Chris from Costa Rica.
Hello, Chris from Costa Rica.
Hello, Chris from Costa Rica asked. Usually the first thing tracked are the drums, and they were recorded quite some time ago. So you had the basic track for drum recording by that point, right? Was there any song that varied wildly in arrangement after the drums were completed? So we sat down in Old Street in February 2021, I think. We did like 2 days.
2022.
2022.
It wasn't quite that, 2022.
Okay, it wasn't quite that long ago.
Yeah.
Yes, no, 2021, we were still inside.
I don't think I'd even met you at that point.
No, I don't think so. Okay, so 2022.
But that's a funny thing actually. So with this album, one thing that's interesting is that when I first recorded drums for this, so yeah, we are talking well over 3 years ago now, like me and Grace, we'd only met each other sort of a handful of times, maybe like literally a couple of times in sort of
very sporadically,
real life.
Yeah.
So like we barely knew each other really at the time I recorded drums, and of course since then like we know each other much better now. So it's kind of funny like how different sort of the vibe was at that time. But
yeah. It was much more of a kind of like
just kind of get down to.
It was a clinical relationship. It was very clinical. I mean, I seem to remember like me and Shelby at Old Street, we were in the control room upstairs, you're in the live room downstairs, and every time you were tracking, me and Shelby were just like chatting shit and like shenanigans, and we'd just see like you'd finish a take and we wouldn't even like realise because we'd stop paying attention, and then just be like, oh yeah, man, that was great.
Yeah, it's like I think that was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good, man. Should we move on? In terms of like whether any of the arrangements changed, no.
I don't think they really did, to be honest.
No.
Not as far as, I mean, like I said about, there were more vocal parts added in. I mean, yeah, in terms of the sort of where everything sort of was placed, I feel like
Yeah,
At least listening to, I mean, I could be wrong about this, but listening back to the songs now, I don't think really any sections were taken or added. It was just like I recorded the drums, and that is kind of the
That
sort
was
of
it.
that was the sort of the underlining sort of basis of the arrangement, and then like a lot of stuff's been added over the top, sort of texturally, and new vocal parts, guitar parts, orchestration, etc. But I think the basic arrangements are the same. Unless there's anything you've changed and I didn't notice, but
They
yeah.
are. I used those tracking sessions as a guide because up until that point I was messing around with the structure quite a lot. I liked moving parts around, and I was like, oh, should I put this here? Should I put this here? Is this the right place to reverse? And when the drums were tracked, I was just like, right, that's it. That's the end of it as well.
Yeah, I think it's nice to have a sense of sort of, solidifying sort of. It's almost like the drums are like the foundation or sort of the base of the song, base plate.
Yeah, no,
And
they
then
were.
You
It
sort of go from there.
It grounded me and controlled me and stopped me from like
It's like, no more, Grace.
getting
no
too
more.
out of hand. Yeah, not like, oh, what if we just add a beat here?
No,
Or
bad Grace.
What if we make this
No.
9/8? It's like, no, that that was it. Although I did add one more song to the album about 7-8 months ago. It was like late last year, because originally the record was just opening with the track "The World Is Dying," and I was like, oh, this is a bit of a cold turkey. And I spent one evening. Like some of these tracks took months to formulate and record. I literally spent one evening working on an intro track, made 2 different ones. I was like, yeah, this will do. And that's now like, I spent about 3 hours on it or something, as opposed to some of the other tracks that I probably could have spent like 300 hours on potentially. Yeah, the title track for me was intended to be a kind of overture to the album, like lyrically setting the scene for the story, as well as musically kind of conveying a rough outline of what I wanted to achieve in terms of structure. So that kind of like it has the verse chorus thing going on, but then there's also this sort of instrumental bit in the middle that kind of goes a bit weird. I think that laid the foundation for a lot of the other songs.
Yeah, it really sets the scene, I think, for the album very, very nicely.
Thank you, Neil Morse, for inspiring me to create an overture. Although I didn't call it overture. Maybe I
Didn't
should
call
have
it that.
done. Yeah.